It's all about football at Pacific University as the school nears its decision to continue with its plan to restart the program or nix the idea altogether. The dean says that will be the inevitable outcome if the current proposal does not succeed. The idea of football is very controversial, but as far as anyone can tell, seeming more feasible every day. With upcoming faculty meetings on the issue, student forums, and an important vote due from the Board of Trustees in May, it is hard to say for certain where the program will be going in the near future. To get a better idea of where the campus stands, we at Boxercast decided to ask some students what they think about the return of Boxer football.
I think it's a good idea for the most part. I think if it's just being used as a promotion strategy to get people to come to Pacific, I think that's a bad idea. But if the idea is to get students more involved, if it's to get the school slightly higher recognition in the conference we're in, then I think it'll be fine.
I think it'll be a good thing for the campus. It'll be a good place for students to come and watch the games and be another team on campus, so it's build athletic programs.
I think it'd be a good program because it'd bring a lot more students to the school, but I also have mixed feelings on it because I'm a track athlete right now, and it might take away money from the track and field program, so I don't know about that.
I think it's a really good idea because football is a really huge sport and it'll get a lot of fans out, I think, and people who don't necessarily like any of the other fall sports. I think most people know football a little better.
For many students we talked to, their issues with the reinstatement of the program have to do with a misunderstanding of how the program would get started. Athletic Director Ken Schumann is doing all in his power to change this.
Well, I've been speaking with our Student Athletic Advisory Committee, SAC. Had a visit with them a couple of weeks ago. Basically just laid out some of the plan for football and then had them ask questions, and I spent time answering their questions. Been doing the same thing with all of our teams and programs. I haven't gotten to everybody yet, obviously, but we're working on that. I think I'm through probably 3/4 of the teams so far, and we'll be trying to hit all of them here in the next couple weeks.
Most students have similar questions and complaints, all revolving around money.
There's been a pattern, there's no question. I think the number one concern is financial. The things that I've heard is, is the football program going to cause me to have to pay more in tuition, or are we going to take money from our current athletic operating budget and sport programs to fund football? And those are two things that I'm able to answer very easily, and that is no and no.
Yet, regardless of Schumann's answers, students and student athletes on campus continue to be skeptical.
I think it's going to have a negative impact on different sports because most of the money is going to be going to football and not to our sports.
It's just going to cost like $2 million something, and possibly we could spend that money on other things.
I don't know. I kind of, like when Ken Schumann was talking to us, he talked about how it would kind of give people something to get excited about on Saturday or Sunday, like evenings. But I feel like you'd almost be taking away from like the other sports in the spring, in the fall.
The feedback that I've received at the end of my meetings from each of the teams that I've visited with so far has been just outstanding. It seems like a vast majority, if not all, of the students that I've met with at the end of the conversations that we've had have been real supportive of the proposal.
A lunchtime forum hosted by PUCC was used as a device to increase campus awareness on the intricacies of the proposal. Dean Hayes and Ken Schumann were present to field everyone's questions. Football fixing Pacific's gender balance problem was top on the list.
It's a way to improve the male percentage on campus. We are the highest proportion of females of any of the colleges around here. Now that's great for the guys, and I don't want to see any smirks here, but we need more guys on this campus, and this is one of the ways to get them.
not everyone was convinced.
Pacific has always had a gender imbalance problem, and that's just the way it is. I mean, different people are drawn to different schools, and Pacific usually has a higher draw for women.
Others were concerned with where football would be played during the startup year.
My ideal scenario, that we raise not just 1.5 million, but that we raise about $2 million total amongst the donors that we're talking to and what we already have in hand. And that the very first thing we do is we put field turf on the practice field in Lincoln Park, and that we do practicing and playing games in Forest Grove from the get-go.
After the session, several students expressed their relief with the clarification, while others seemed to walk away a little more perplexed.
He mentioned that there's already an update in the works, and that were we to add football, that would be sort of pushed up on the scale, but we feel like that should happen first. But I don't know, who are we to say what should happen at our school?
Stay updated via thepacificindex.com to find out future progress on the return of Boxer football. This is Samantha Richards reporting for Boxercast. Thanks for tuning in.